Hello, welcome to ATI 4640. After creating product design, developing the processes and activities required to produce the product, selecting the proper location for the facility, laying out the design of the facility to make it as efficient as possible, and identifying the capacity required to meet the demand, we need to assign human resources and identify the proper skills required to accomplish those activities. The assigned resources will work together as one team to accomplish the job, reach the goal, and with competition. A good example of teamwork is the team of high performance pit crew in NASCAR. The team will be the main element of the success of the race team. This figure shows the different activities with the timing required to finish the service and release the car back to race. Everyone in the team will know exactly what to do. They know they have limited time, so they need to communicate efficiently, and their communication is very well established. Everything is organized. All members will be done at the same time, and the car will be dropped back and released to the race. All that will be done within 16 seconds. All the maintenance that will be done for that car will be done in 16 seconds, and they are still looking for a place for improvement to reduce the 16 seconds into less than that. So the human resource strategy in operations management, managers is to manage labor and design jobs so people are effectively and efficiently utilized in the human resource area. Managers will identify the required skills and assign tasks based on these skills to increase the throughput of the system with the required quality. The human resource strategy as an integrated part of the organization mission and all other operations management decision areas. People will be assigned to work within the limitations and constraints of those areas, but with the most efficient way. The strategy should define the atmosphere of the organization and provide employees with a safe and comfortable environment to gain their commitment and trust. This figure shows constraints of the different areas in the human resource. For product strategy, there will be limitations on the type of skills and talent required based on the product the team will be dealing with, and the associated, of course, safety requirements. The team will be also limited with the time and the due dates of each task. The technology or equipment that will be used in each process also will limit the capabilities of the team and the different abilities and strength of the team members. Not to forget that the location of the facility with its climate, temperature, noise, light, air quality will limit and affect employees working in that location. The nature of the process will define the layout, which will also affect employees working based on the layout design. Human resources planning is the process of identifying and documenting team roles, responsibilities, and required skills, reporting relationship, and determining staffing policies that deals with employment stability, work schedule, and work rules. Employment stability deals with retaining and sustaining the number of employees in the organization. There are two policies to deal with employee stability. The first one will be to follow demand exactly through matching direct labor costs to production. That cost will include costs related to hiring and termination, unemployment insurance, and premium wages. The policy will be treating labor as a variable cost. The second policy to deal with employment stability is to hold employment constant. This policy maintains trained workforce It minimizes hiring, layoffs, and unemployment costs. Whatever the situation is, you keep the number of employees as is, even if they are not doing anything. So at the same time, employees might be underutilized during the slow or slack periods and overworked during the busy periods. Labor in this case will be treated as a fixed cost and will not be changed. Another policy the human resource planning will be dealing with is work schedules. This is a policy that should be determined based on the other decision areas and based on work requirements. It could be standard schedule of 8 hours each day, 5 days a week, which means no nights or no weekends. So we don't have any other shifts except the 8 to 5 shift. So we have 8 hours, 5 days a week. It might be flexible work week or compressed. For example, instead of working 5/8, employees can work for tens. So we can extend the workday from 8 hours to 10 hours, but instead of working 5 days, they can work 4 days, and that will be a 10-hour shift for the employees. At that point, the employees will work 4 days only instead of 5 days. And that is stated in the policy. Or you can make it totally flexible where employees can determine their own schedule but within limits. The organization's management might decide to hire part-time employees with fewer and irregular hours to cover other areas or other schedules or other time that was not covered by full-time employees. Part of the work policies is to specify who can do what. So you need to specify when they can do it and specify the conditions they can do it under. These job classifications and work rules restricts employees' flexibility in assignments and consequently reduces the efficiency of production. The more flexibility you give the employees, the more they can produce, or you can increase their productivity. These classification rules are implemented as a result of workers' union contracts. Usually the union would like to, any worker union would like to specify in the work job what what the worker will be doing and how they will do it and what do you expect from them to do. What will be more important is building employee morale and meeting staffing requirements that result in an efficient, responsive operation through removing as many constraints as possible. By doing that, you are actually increasing the efficiency of the production or the productivity of the worker. You need to concentrate on the employee morale more than just restricting them or limiting them with certain rules and certain policies. There have to be some rules, some kind of rules, but again, adding some kind of flexibility will assist employees in even the innovation, creativity, and the increase in morale. With the classification and the rules, the job should be designed to specify tasks that constitute a job for either an individual or a group. For the job design will include 5 main components usually. You will have the job specialization, the job expansion, the psychological component, the self-directed teams, and the motivation and incentive system. Job or labor specialization, which is something that we addressed before when Adam Smith suggested to divide labor based on specialization. Labor specialization assisted in reducing cost of having the same person with multiple skills doing multiple tasks by replacing that person with one person doing a specialized job. The person with the specialized job will be faster to learn because of repetition. Since that person does not need to change any tools or change setup for the job, there will not be loss of time. Each employee will have few specialized tools for particular tasks only. In 1832, the British mathematician Charles Babbage added another consideration, which is paying exactly the wages needed for a particular skill required. We can design the job to expand and include a group of related tasks that require the same skills. Adding a variety of related tasks will make the job enjoyable. The job expansion can be done through job enlargement, job rotation, job enrichment, and employee empowerment. This figure shows options of expanding a job through enlargement by adding similar tasks or related tasks and group them together, and the worker can do all of them because they have the skills. So those tasks will mostly require the same skills from that employee. In addition, we can expand through job enrichment through giving an employee more responsibilities such as planning or participating in a cross-function quality improvement team. Another way to expand the job will be through rotating an employee or moving them from one specialized job to another. The fourth way will be through employee empowerment, where responsibility and authority are added to the lowest level possible. For example, giving the cash register person the ability to override the system if an item was marked incorrectly or marked wrong. Human resource strategy requires consideration of the psychological component of job design, which means the job should be designed taking into consideration any factors that might affect the employees, from lighting, temperature, noise, social factors, and any or many other factors that will be included, or any factor that will affect the employees. Hawthorne studied light levels, but discovered productivity improvement was independent from the lighting levels in the factory. He studied also or introduced psychology into the workplace. The workplace social system and distinct roles played by individuals may be more important than the intensity of the light or the temperature of the AC. The studies found individual differences may be dominant in job expectation and contribution. A lot of research regarding the psychological component of job design has been taking place. Hackman and Oldham have incorporated much of the research into 5 characteristics. Skill variety, which is requiring the worker to use variety of skills and talents that they own or they have. Job identity, which is allowing the worker to perceive the job as a whole and recognize a start and a finish. Job significance, which is providing the sense that the job has an impact on the organization and society, and they know that they are doing a significant job for the company. Autonomy, which is offering freedom, independence, and discretion. And feedback, which is providing clear, timely information about the employee performance. When you provide them with that feedback and you provide with a timely manner or in a clear way, then they can adjust and they can improve and perform well in the job. Going back to the components of the job design to address the self-directed teams component. The self-directed team is a group of empowered individuals who will work together to reach a common goal. We can form the team to achieve a short-term goal or a long-term goal. The self-directed team is effective because it empowers employees, ensures core job characteristics, and meets individual psychological needs. To maximize effectiveness of the self-directed teams, managers should ensure those who have legitimate contributions are on the team, provide management support, ensure that necessary training, endorse clear objective and goals, employ financial and non-financial rewards, and reduce supervisory control. Just, you can assign for them the job and let them do the job. You don't have to micromanage what they do. This figure shows that an increased reliance on the employee's contribution can increase the responsibility accepted by the employee. The more you depend on an employee, the more they accept their role and responsibility. Teams and expanded job designs will improve quality of the work life and job satisfaction. Each employee will have a goal, will feel his or her value in making a difference to the organization operations, and feel the responsibility, which should increase employee motivation. All that will lead to improved productivity and increase in the quality. When an employee feels appreciated, he or she will reduce turnover and reduce their absence. Some of the limitations of job expansion might include higher capital cost, individual differences, higher wage rates, a smaller labor pool, and higher training costs. Some of the ways to motivate employees and provide incentives are bonuses. You can give cash at the end of the year, or stock options, which will increase their loyalty by feeling the ownership. Um, Profits could be shared and distributed among employees. If there was a gain due to improvement, those gains should be or can be shared with employees. Gain sharing rewards for improvement program. Um, the company can build an incentive system that is typically based on production rates to create internal competition, and the one with the most productivity can be rewarded. In addition, the company can offer rewards and promotions to employees trying to get additional certificates, degrees, workshops, seminars, or any knowledge or skills gained. So if they like to pursue their education, you can offer them promotion or a reward for getting more education or getting a certificate or any kind of knowledge, additional knowledge they gain. Organizations should pay attention to ergonomics and work environment. Ergonomics is the study of the human interface with the environment and machines or human factors, studying all factors involved with the human body during their work hours. Whether office job or physical job, all factors has to be considered and studied. Humans uses their sight, sound, and feel to convey information. So it's very important to provide the proper feedback to operators to react properly. Having hundreds of confusing warning lights with some still indicating green and not showing the failure in the system is a problem. So when you put something in front of them to as indicators to let them know what's going on, it should be clear. A human factor design that takes human reaction into consideration will be better than having just multiple confusing indicators. Other work environments or environment factors should be also considered, such as illumination, noise, vibration, air quality, temperature, and humidity should be considered when we design the environment for the employees. For example, high levels of sound might damage hearing. So we have to consider the people in the factory and use or let them use some kind of a dampers or ear protectors for the noise or to reduce the noise. This figure shows that the brightness should be changed based on the work environment you are in. The more delicate job, the more brightness you need. From the graph, you can see that the normal visual illumination, which can be found in a classroom or an office, is between 75 and 100. This table shows the tasks or the task conditions, the type of task or area, the illumination level required to perform that task, and the type of illumination. The same applies for the noise, where the human can handle certain range of noise. After that, an ear production or protection will be needed, especially for people working in those areas for 8 hours or more. Without protections or ear protection, workers might have hearing loss. So I will stop here, and in the next session we will continue addressing human resources and the required design of some related jobs, and what are some of the measures that can be used or will be used to do that. That will be all for this session. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you and have a great day.